Thank you, Dallas and Pandora, for your insights on using a social justice lens to provide more inclusive healthcare. Before we conclude the Academy's conference this year, it is my pleasure to celebrate the recipients of this year's Outstanding Leadership Award. This distinction recognizes honorary fellows for exemplary service and perseverance as a champion for the nursing profession. Bonnie and Mark Barnes are extremely deserving of this award, as they are true advocates for the impact nurses make in countless lives. Their Daisy Foundation and Daisy Award for Extraordinary Nurses was created to recognize and honor the compassionate care nurses provide each and every day to the patients they serve. Inspired by the extraordinary care their family and son Patrick experienced during his battle with a fatal autoimmune disease, the Daisy Foundation was established. Today, the Daisy Award is celebrated in over 5,400 healthcare facilities and nursing schools in 34 countries. Yes. Each nomination, and there have been nearly 2.5 million to date, tells the story of the astounding compassion and care provided by a nurse to their patient. The Barnes work has driven organizational culture and continues to inspire and motivate quality nursing care with meaningful recognition. Daisy Awards enhance nurse management, improve teamwork, and promote the image of the profession. It's an honor to recognize Bonnie and Mark with this award in gratitude for their continuing efforts to elevate and raise awareness of the drive, compassion, and spirit of nurses. Bonnie and Mark, you are inspiring greatness within the profession, and you are shining a light on gratitude for our most cherished value in nursing, our person-centered, compassionate care. Bonnie, please come to the stage.
Well, first I send regrets from my husband, Mark. We have never been apart in the 23 years of this mission of gratitude that we're on, but our dog sitter had an accident and couldn't come to take care of our puppies, so he's home in Washington State. But on behalf of both of us, President White, the Academy Board of Directors, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You know, we're here to say thank you to you and to provide recognition for the incredible contribution that nurses make to our society. So when you recognize us, we kind of don't know quite what to say. When our Patrick died, just 23 years ago next week, we created the Daisy Foundation in his memory, and we hoped that we could say thank you to nurses in maybe 10 hospitals around the United States. We figured then that huge hole in our hearts would begin to be filled and we could get back to our lives. But frankly, we were wrong on many, many levels. Here's what actually has been filling our hearts and overwhelming us with gratitude to all of you. And it's been the nursing profession's incredible acceptance of our determination to ensure that nurses know they make a difference every single day, that they feel valued and that they are recognized. So as President White has said, there are now actually over 5,500 healthcare facilities and nursing schools around the world who are committed to honoring nurses month in and month out with the Daisy Award. And we're very hopeful that those 2.5 million nominations that have been written so far, that they are helping nurses realize just how much you matter to those people you serve. Those nominations for the Daisy Award tell those stories of nurses' advocacy, of your critical thinking, of your incredible clinical skill, of courage, and of course, compassion and sensitivity to patients and patient families. They describe how nurses are upholding human values and provide ethical practices and leadership. And they prove that it's not just what you do, but it's how you do it that makes such a profound difference, whether you're serving patients and families, or students, or fellow faculty. Daisy nomination stories continue to remind nurses why you became nurses. Well, we could never have anticipated when we started the Daisy Foundation the strategic value that so many nurse leaders have seen in our mission and that the evidence has revealed over the years. Many leaders, including numerous fellows in this academy, have helped ensure that the Daisy Award stays relevant and deeply meaningful to nurses. So together, we all have built Daisy. Well, Mark and I don't think of ourselves as particularly outstanding leaders, though we're really grateful that you do. And we're very grateful for this tremendous award. We think we've simply been good listeners, studious observers of your incredible profession, active conveners of some of the best brains in nursing, and very, very persistent. We are humbled by this extraordinary honor from the Academy, whose honorary fellowship we deeply treasure. And finally, all of us at Daisy, our amazing staff, and our very dedicated board, many of whom are here today, we will continue to shine a light on all the right that's going on in healthcare by continuing to honor the extraordinary brain power and work of nurses. Thank you so much. This is really an honor.
Thank you, Bonnie and Mark, for your commitment to the nursing profession. I'd now like to welcome Dr. Versie Johnson-Mallard, Chair of the Policy Conference Planning Committee, for some closing remarks. Come to the podium. Dr. Versie.
Dr. Malone, so this is the end. We're now at the end of the conference sessions. I have to, without shame, agree with your words that this was an amazing conference, but I say this with bias, okay? I say this with bias. Conference Planning Committee members, please stand and be acknowledged at this time. These amazing individuals use their network, we use our network to tap you, the amazing speakers, to share your talents, your expertise, your life experiences. We want to say thank you for saying yes. I am Versie Johnson-Mallard, she, her, hers. I am a dean at Kent State University and a graduate of the first BSN program, Florida A&M University. I want to thank you for being here and sharing time and energy with us. We dove into several topics related to our conference of reflection and impact. One of my dear colleagues said, we must take time to heal, and I think that's very important when we think about and talk about reflection and impact. We also welcome your feedback on this year's conference, as well as your ideas for future conferences. Yes, we tapped our resources, we tapped our network, but we also paid very close attention to your feedback. You helped build this amazing conference. In the coming days, you will receive an email with a link to the survey. Please take a moment to complete that survey. It's important. And it's also related to the 11.5 contact hours that you will receive. It'll take a few weeks to get it, but you will receive it. You will receive the certification as well as an email attachment. On behalf of the Planning Committee, I want to thank all of you, our speakers, our moderators, for their willingness to give their expertise and for sharing their stories, some of which were deeply personal. It is this generosity that has made this program, here's that word again, authentic, visionary, and empowering. Most of all, it has been inspiring and inspiring action. Starting with the open session, our keynotes, our panels, the reflection sessions, I know that each and every one of you will have something to take away from these 3 days. This annual conference honors the organization values of the Academy, which are inquiry, integrity, courage, equity, diversity, and inclusion. Integrity is through your questions that you pose to our speakers and the thought-provoking conversations raised during the session. Courage. Courage is through reflecting on our collective work to advance health equity, examining how we can do better. It is through our willingness to be vulnerable to each other, to take risk as leaders, and to carve new paths for others that we uphold our value of courage. And finally, it is through our fellowship, our connection to each other, our shared commitment to advancing health equity, and lifting up and understanding one another that we honor equity, diversity, and inclusion. With that, colleagues, I look forward to this evening of celebration as we acknowledge our new fellows. And with that, we wish you safe travels home. Thank you from our president, Ken White. Thank you from our organization, the Academy of what? Nursing. What? Nursing. Thank you.
Thank you, Versi. You beautifully summarized the last 3 days. I can't think of a more important time in our history than now for the Academy to rise up to the challenges facing our world and our nursing workforce. I certainly have been inspired to think and act boldly, to use my voice to influence change and embody inclusivity in my practice and daily life. I hope all of you have been as well. Again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Policy Conference Planning Committee for providing us with an engaging and thought-provoking program. On behalf of the Academy, I also want to express our appreciation to you, our fellows and colleagues, for your participation and your commitment over the last 3 days. Your engagement is essential for a successful and meaningful conference. Additionally, none of this would be possible if it weren't for the Academy's staff, who for months have been working diligently both behind the scenes and on site. They just move into the hotel for the entire week. Many of us know just how much incredibly hard work goes into ensuring every detail is accounted for so that we all have the best experience possible. Could the staff who are in the room please stand and be recognized? Additionally, I'd like to thank the staff of the Marriott Marquis, whose hospitable service has made us feel at home over the past 3 days. I also want to recognize the outstanding work of our colleagues with Lighthouse Creative Works for masterfully executing the production aspects of this event And they have worked with us for many years, and it makes all of us feel so comfortable up here and behind the stage that we have the experts, smart, wonderful people who know all of the stuff that happens behind the scenes. Brittany, Nicole, Michael, everyone as part of the production team has been fabulous. Thank you all so much. However, we are not quite done. The expert panel strategy session will take place in the Independence Ballroom, and the new board meeting will take place in the Silver Linden Room, both from 1:30 to 2:30. Then, I know, as everyone is anticipating, our induction celebration this evening, this room will be transformed to theater auditorium seating. The inductee welcome reception will take place 4 to 5 in the mezzanine foyer. At 5, the doors will open to the induction ceremony. If you are bringing guests, please note that they will need to check in at the registration desk. We ask that you please arrive prior to 5 p.m. to pick up your guest tickets and ensure the COVID-19 materials are documented. The induction ceremony will begin promptly at 5:30, right back here in the ballroom. We're all looking forward to celebrating the 2022 class of new fellows. Following the induction, please join us in welcoming our new fellows with an evening of celebrations marked by fabulous food and drink, music and dancing at the soiree, and various receptions. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you all this evening. Great conference.